When you get home with your bacon and you find fatty ends, trim that off into little pieces. Put it over in a freezer bag. And as you collect, this was actually 8 off of 8 pieces of bacon, but I want to go ahead and get it fried up. We're going to make homemade bacon bits. So we've already ate our bacon slices. We're going to make homemade bacon bits, and we're going to render the fat to have clean bacon grease for your refrigerator. Start off with a cold pot, guys. Never a hot pot when you're trying to render some bacon fat. Now we're putting our pot between a low and a medium. Mine's on a number 3. You want to cook this low and slow. We've been going about 10 minutes. I changed to a spatula, and I am breaking up all of this goodness on the bottom of this pot. You want all of this because that is pure flavor in your oil as well as your bacon bits. Low and slow. I've got mine down to a number 2. It's been 15 minutes, and do you see the foam coming up? That means we have just about reached our full oil potential. So that means that this bacon will not render any more oil when you start seeing these bubbles. I have turned the heat off, and now we're going to scoop out all this delicious bacon, or should I say our future bacon bits. Now for the sake of video, I just did this really small amount. Normally I will do a gallon-sized bag, and it will take a cookie sheet to spread these bacon bits out. You want to take your pot, take it off the hot burner, and we want it to sit here until it all solidifies. The longest part is just frying the bacon, guys. We've drained our bacon bits. I have them sitting on a plate, and I'm going to actually set them on the counter, and then when they completely cool, we're going to blend these up into a bacon bit. Now, if this was a large amount, I would use my Ninja chopper, just a couple of pulses to reach the consistency that you're liking. But since this is a small amount, I'm going to use just a knife and chop it on this cutting board. But the great thing about this recipe is you can continuously add more bacon bits on top of your previous cookings, because this will actually be housed in the freezer. I've got it diced the way we like it. Now the good thing about this, let's say you want to serve deviled eggs. We're getting to the holidays. You can pull out the amount of bacon bits that you're needing and just give them another chop. That way you have the same consistency of size depending on what you're doing with your bacon bits. But this is going to go into the freezer just like this for 45 minutes. Here's our beautiful container of bacon bits. And we got a third. And the reason why they're going to stay loose in the freezer is because, remember, we flash froze them on that sheet. So as you do each batch, after you flash freeze your next batch, just put your bacon bits right into the canister. And I always date it. Now here's our bacon grease. It started solidifying, but I didn't let it get hard. I let it stay kind of gummy. And I poured it into this jar with all the sediment. So our jar, which is a half pint, our bacon grease is about midway. Now we're going to add water. Right to about the 1 inch mark, because we want to be able to shake it. See all that junk? We're going to give this a good shake. Now you can put this in a double boiler on your stove top. I'm going to use the microwave, and we're going to do it in 15-second intervals. It's probably going to take about 30 seconds because we want to melt this grease back into that water. It took 40 seconds. Now we're going to secure the lid and we're gonna give it a good shake. Hey, it's all blended up. Make sure you have a tight lid. You may have to use a mason jar flattened ring, but I like these lids here for the purpose of my bacon grease. So we have shaken it very well. Now we have turned it upside down. This is gonna take quite a few hours. Like I said, the longest process is just really, and it's not that long, is cooking our bacon bits. But see, once the bacon bits was done, you can just slide your oil in that pot off the heat. You can walk away a couple hours because all it's gonna do is solidify. But I happened to be in the kitchen an hour later, and I went ahead and let mine finish setting up in the jar. So now I'm gonna walk away, do what I have to do. I may not revisit this for 3 or 4 hours, but we're looking for all of this grease to separate from the water. The grease will be to the top, and all of them particles will stay in the water down at the base of your jar. Guys, this is how I do my bacon grease, and I will use it in the refrigerator. I don't buy bacon up. I don't buy all that junk that's in the supermarkets. This is how I do my bacon grease because it cleans it. You could use a sieve. You could use a coffee filter, a paper towel. But what particles are on those items that could get into your bacon grease? Now you see how it's starting to bubble? Okay, it's getting that air. It's wanting to separate. So I'm glad I was holding the camera. So just walk away. We have one more step, and all that is to clean our bacon grease. That's what I said, clean it with water. I want y'all to see all that comes off. All of them particles and everything comes out, and we've not used any paper filter. Now look at all that junk. Because it has set up, we're gonna be able to rinse this bacon grease. Rinse the top of this bacon grease off. Now, once it gets into the refrigerator, it's gonna settle down to the bottom of this jar. And I like to go around the rim, make sure that I've got everything off. And make sure you don't mash into it. There we go. Get the rest of the water off. Clean my mess up. And guys, I've been under the weather, so forgive my voice. I'm gonna give the lid a good wash. Even though it doesn't have oil on it, it still has all that mucky stuff that we're gonna dispose of. And look at that beautiful, pure bacon grease. So we ended up eating our bacon slices, we made bacon bits, and we made clean bacon grease, all from a package of bacon. It not only saves money, guys, but you are in control of your product that way. Your bacon bits and your bacon grease. I store this in the ice box. It'll keep up to 6 months. And like I said, this will, once the cold hits it, it will shrink down. So there you go. Perfectly clean, no particles. 2 hours into the ice box, and you see how it's leveled down, and I just took a plastic spoon and pressed it down even just for the aesthetics when I open the jar. Now guys, I want to show y'all something. This is rendered lard. You see how milky white? This is bacon grease. Your bacon grease is not going to reach this color completely. This is snow white. This is what your bacon grease is going to look like. So when you put it up against lard, there is a little bit of difference in color. I just thought I would share that with y'all. But try not to buy the bacon up, guys. It's got junk in it.